All right, we're at the home of everything Frederick, 401 North Market Street. I am with Jennifer Martin. You are, what is your title?
So I'm the executive director for Celebrate Frederick.
Executive director. She is the girl, though, because it's really not a very big department. So anything that happens for Celebrate Frederick, and we're talking about 4th of July, in the streets, all the candlelight tours, Summerfest Family Theatre, Sundays in the park.
Right.
What am I missing? I know I'm missing a lot. There's a ton that goes on. And I thought it would be really good to have you here. First of all, welcome to Good Morning Frederick.
Thank you.
Because I think people don't understand what Celebrate Frederick is. I think they think it's the city of Frederick.
Right.
And while you are doing things to promote the city, and in the city, it is not a City of Frederick department, right? It's quasi. It is a
It's a little bit. It's a little bit. But Celebrate Frederick is a nonprofit.
Right.
And we have a board of directors and hundreds of amazing volunteers that help us make these events happen every year. And we are proud to bring Frederick some of their, I think, most traditional, hopefully favorite events. You mentioned many of them. We also have a garden tour in the spring. Our summer is very busy with music in the park and the 4th of July.
Yes.
Of course, in the streets, and then a series of holiday events.
Yes.
That include, of course,
I
the
did
house
Scents
tour.
and Sweets.
Scents and Sweets.
That was great this year. Yeah.
Kris Kringle procession.
Oh gosh, how could I forget that? Yes, exactly.
So we have our fingers in a lot of community events, and that's really what our mission is, to bring the community together to celebrate these wonderful events that make Frederick so unique and such a special place to visit and live.
And out of all of those events, there may only be 3 or 4 that have a fee.
Right.
The rest are free for the community to attend and enjoy and come out to. And that's kind of where it takes us to this discussion. So as a nonprofit, obviously, you guys work with and reach out to a lot of local organizations to help fund and pay for all of these great events that happen in Frederick.
Right.
Yeah. And so you guys last year decided to do an event called the Bootleggers Ball in February. It's coming up again, February 8th.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about the idea for this event.
So we, as a board, we're really looking for a fun community fundraiser for Celebrate Frederick that would kind of fall in a gap in our calendar and maybe a little bit of a slower time in Frederick. And we stumbled upon this idea about a speakeasy, a 1920s Prohibition era fundraiser. So we had a great group of volunteers that were very excited about this, worked on it probably a year and a half before we actually put it all together. And that was last year, our first Bootleggers Ball. And it is in February. It's a 1920s costumed event, so people come really wonderfully dressed as 1920s flappers, and we have music and great appetizers. We have fun cocktails, and it's just a really fun evening to get together, have a good time, and support Celebrate Frederick and all our work throughout the year.
Yep, so when you get tickets to this event, which I know everyone will do now because it's going to be a lot of fun, you get the appetizer. What's included with the ticket?
So we have 2 levels this year, which is something different for us. We have our general admission ticket, and that's a great time. You get a live band, you get really great appetizers from Union Mills Public House. If you've been there before,
food is amazing.
You can't go wrong.
Yes.
And then you get a complimentary drink ticket.
Okay.
And then there is a cash bar. Okay. We also have some great raffles that we'll have going on.
I was wondering. Yes.
Yeah. So that's a fun time.
Yeah.
And then throughout the night we do best dress contests and that sort of thing. So we keep the fun going throughout the evening. That's your general admission ticket. If you want to up the ante a little bit, you can get our VIP ticket, which is about an hour early entrance, and that includes an exclusive bourbon tasting, which is courtesy of our sponsor, the Jeremy Poling of NFL Lending.
Yes, yes. He loves his bourbon.
Yeah,
he loves
the
his
expert.
Bourbon. He is an expert. He is an expert.
We're relying
for sure.
on him.
Yeah, there is a great list of bourbons. If you're a bourbon lover, you want to go to Celebrate Frederick's website. You'll see events, and then the Bootleggers Ball, the list of those bourbons. My husband's a bourbon guy, and he's like, okay, that's pretty nice. So, yeah, you're going to enjoy that too. But just really knowing that the money raised from this event supports all the events we were just talking about, entertainment. I mean, if you've never put on an event, you have no idea how many things you have to do to make sure people have a good time and don't even realize this stuff is happening.
Right.
That's the point, right? So, but certainly with just entertainment, getting all of these things in place, making sure everybody has a good time, and coordinating all these different groups, it's a lot. It's a huge undertaking, and you guys have done such a great job. I mean, some of our events have, been around for what? In the Streets, it's been around for how long?
Over 40 years.
40 years, yeah, over 40 years.
Yeah.
Are we settled on street, or is it streets now?
It's streets.
S, with the S.
With the plural, yes.
Okay.
S.
We've had this big discussion about downtown Frederick's fire in ice. And people saying fire and ice. And I said, well, it's kind of like in the streets. People know what you mean if you say in the street or in the streets. But we do kind of, push out a little bit, and then across the creek. So.
Of course.
And you have the great Craft Beverage Festival, which was added not so long ago, five
6 years ago.
Yeah. And then the Up the Creek, which is fun after in the streets, which is great. So, but Bootleggers Ball, February, great time to have an event.
Yes.
Not much else is going on. And who doesn't want to get dressed up and head out?
Right. And don't worry about the weather. We have a inclement weather date built in. So get your ticket and you're good to go.
Yeah. Now, Union Mills, if people have never been there, beautiful space.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Really, really great event space. And so there's tons of room for lots of people. And are you guys using, I know that they open like a back room area. That's nice.
So that's our VIP area.
Okay.
So it's a little more intimate.
Yeah.
Jeremy will really be able to kind of talk about the bourbons, which is part of the experience.
Yeah.
People can really learn about what he's sharing with us. And then when the general admission opens up, we'll open the ballroom and that back space for really everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, really great.
A lot of character in that building.
So you've been with Celebrate Frederick for a long time.
Yes.
How long now?
Over 20 years.
It's really been over 20 years. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Where were you right before Celebrate Frederick?
This is my first.
This is your first Frederick job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
For some reason, I thought you came from somewhere else, but that's really amazing.
Yeah.
You've really done a great job with very limited staff on making, continuing to kind of develop these events, continuing to make small changes to kind of keep them fresh, and adding new stuff all of the time.
Yeah.
How can the city and the residents of the community who enjoy a lot of these events support you? What are the easiest ways that people can do things?
So we are a largely volunteer-driven organization. So volunteering, if you have an interest in that, is always something we're looking for. We have levels of volunteering from leadership roles to helping out during an event. We always need those folks who are willing to donate a couple hours to come out and help us make the events happen. And on our website, celebratefrederick.com, there's a great portal where you can sign up to learn more about being a volunteer.
Okay.
Anytime we have volunteer openings, we share it with those folks, and you can sign up. So that's a great way to support Celebrate Frederick. And then also we're always, grateful for donations.
Yes,
Any kind of donations are much appreciated, and also from our website is a way to do that. And then also sharing with your family and friends our events.
Yeah.
Word of mouth on social media. letting people know what we're doing
Yeah.
is a great benefit to
And
us.
if you work for an organization that wants to align themselves with Celebrate Frederick, there's always sponsorship opportunities for a company to get involved. How young can teenagers volunteer too, or do you have like a minimum age? What is that?
Yeah, we do have opportunities for youth.
Yeah.
We do have quite a few of our high school students come out and get service hours.
Yeah.
For specific events, there are some roles that are appropriate and some that,
of course.
We're looking for someone a little bit older, but definitely, there's that opportunity there.
Okay. Now, if we have any entertainment out there that's watching that wants to know, how do they play it in the streets?
Sure.
How do they play it the Sundays at the park? What is the process for that?
So we do have an entertainment committee that meets and reviews those applications. There is currently an application on our website that they can complete with all of the kind of important information we need when we're making decisions. And then that group takes a listen and decides what they think is appropriate. And again, that's all community members.
Yes.
So if you have an interest in that, we'd love to hear from you.
You can be on that committee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, in the meantime, go to celebratefrederick.com, and there everything you need to know about every event. All the new dates for 2025 are there.
Yep.
So many great events for you to get involved in, whether you donate, sponsor, attend, buy a ticket, or just help promote, because all of that helps in the end. Jen Martin, she does a great job with her team, keeping Frederick fun. This is what I talk about in every single show, every single day. We say Frederick is the best place in the world because we have the best events, and it's due to people like you. So we appreciate you very much, and I know the city appreciates you too, and the residents far and wide, because people come from everywhere for these events.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Virginia, all over. See, other people know we have the greatest town too. And it's our secret. All right, celebratefrederick.com. Buy your tickets for the Bootleggers Ball. Help support Celebrate Frederick. And have a good time while you're doing it.
Absolutely.
All right, we thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.